Welcome back. So, as you can read in the article, Australia has taken some quite strict measures. Interestingly, apparently it has always been a prescription-only item, using a vape. But it seems, again, if I understand the article correctly, it seems like that law has never been enforced. Because even in stores, vapes were widely available in Australia, and lots of people were using them without prescription, quite freely. And a lot of people became concerned because lots of children or kids or non-smokers, people who had never been introduced to nicotine products, were seeing these perhaps as an appealing, fun thing to try, and then maybe getting addicted. So the Australian government has taken the decision. It's time to ban them completely and enforce that law prescription only. So doctors can make these vapes available as a nicotine cessation product or procedure to help people quit smoking, but only if they have been smokers, already. So, people are wondering what kind of effect this will have. Is this the right thing to do, to go for the almost total ban? But that remains to be seen. So, I guess one of the main advantages of the vape for people in general is that they don't smell that bad. In fact, some of them smell quite nice, unlike cigarettes, which are quite stinky, especially to non-smokers, or even to smokers. I'm a smoker, and I think cigarettes smell really bad. Is it better that now people are using more vapes here in Korea, or maybe it never bothered you that there was smoke in the air in some places?
I will have to say, where I encounter smoke the most or cigarette smoke the most is when I'm walking on the street. And supposedly you're not supposed to smoke while walking on the street, but people still do. And so that smell will waft here and there, right? However, I've noticed if I'm behind an e-cigarette, a vapor, I guess that's what you call people who vape. I don't know.
I guess.
English, use whatever you want. It's all the same language. It's not bad. You smell something oh, that's a watermelon. And that's it. It's kind of I don't really want to breathe in nicotine, maybe, but actually personally don't care. But it's a fine smell, so it doesn't bother me as much as it would if a smoker was in front of me with a actual cigarette doing this. I'd be, okay, I gotta cross the street.
I agree, yeah. It's like smelling someone's perfume, as you walk by.
The nicotine lung perfume.
Yes, if perfume contains nicotine.
Yeah. I wonder if vapors' breath smells better.
I don't know. I've never dated a vapor.
Well, with your friends, you said you had a few. Just be like, come here.
Again. Come closer, come closer. I'm not a creep, I promise.
Wow, yeah. Now, the article did talk a little bit about how if people do smoke at an earlier age, it could hurt their sort of neurodevelopment, could hurt the way their brain develops into adulthood. Do you think vaping poses a threat to this sort of development?
I think the problem is we don't know yet. I think we don't, vapes haven't been studied enough, the long-term effects have not been studied enough. So I think that's what people are scared of, because we don't know. Maybe it does.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, we don't know.
Yes, do we want to take the risk?
Yeah. I have a generation of people who had a different neurodevelopment than others. And then we find out later, well, that was a mistake. Oops. Sorry, couple generations, Gen Z, Gen Alpha.
The dumb generation. Why was everybody so dumb that year? Vaping.
Yeah. Well, that's a really interesting story about something. Maybe it'll be an article later, but there is a sort of link between a chemical that was ingested for a while and intelligence for a few years.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
You'll have to tell me about that when this video's over.
I know. You guys will never know.
So that is the cessation of this particular video and article, but it's not the cessation of your lesson. I encourage you to keep studying by looking down at the vocabulary section below, trying to memorize some of them and use them in your English speaking every day. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Advent.
Advent.
Cessation.
Cessation.
Aerosol.
aerosol,
secluded,
secluded,
aesthetically,
aesthetically,